Hey, this is Dan with Pain For You. Today's topic is going to be forget what you've been told. All right? Really, really important. Now, I forgot in yesterday's video the breathing part at the beginning. Nobody complained, but let's just try to do that for a couple of seconds. Just breathe out the noise and the stress and the static. Breathe in the confidence. And you don't have to use these words. Whatever brings you peace, breathe that in. Whatever gives you agita, breathe it out. So, today's message is about forgetting what you've been told, right? We've all had the pain or other symptoms come about. However they began, most likely TMS or this mind-body process to help keep us distracted from these overwhelming emotions, right? But then we've been told all sorts of things by our friends, our family, our spouses, our doctors, our specialists, our pain specialists, our TMS therapists, all that stuff. What I'm going to ask you to do is forget what you've been told. Because when you listen to as many people as I listen to, it's frightening the type of messages that people receive. One lady worked with a TMS therapist for 2 years and didn't get anywhere, and finally said, I gotta cut ties. It's not working for me. And this TMS therapist actually had the nerve to go, you know, I think you'll always have pain. And all I could think is, how dare her? Her inability to help this person get pain-free. Her ego is so fragile that she had to send a parting shot like that to go, you're never going to get better. I think you'll always have pain. And this coming from a TMS-trained therapist. So to me, don't ask me names, I'm not going to disclose that, but wow, you gotta take a message like that and remove it. Another gentleman that I was talking to literally said, another TMS therapist from one of these clinics that's helping people with TMS literally said, if you want to get better, you've got to leave your wife. And if you don't, you're always going to hurt. Wow, another TMS person trying to dictate what this guy should do. And to me, I'm sorry, that's not up to this therapist to say. In my opinion, that's like a God complex. He's trying to say, follow the 10 commandments or you'll burn in hell forever. It's no different. This guy, a TMS therapist, is going, you need therapy with me, and you're going to need to leave your wife or you're going to have pain for the rest of your life. Holy crap. Guys, gals, if you've been told anything toxic like that, I'm asking you to remove it from your brain. How do you do that? Choose not to dwell and ruminate on it, because those little worms of doubt will drill into your head and stick with you, and then you wonder, well, I'm doing the work, but I'm not getting better. Yeah, but do you still believe that bullshit that you were told by some TMS expert? Right, that's why I will never tell people what they need to do with their life in order to get better. I will never tell people you need to do the emotional discovery this way and this way only, and do it for this much time. No, I operate at the principle level. Like, what are the general concepts? You know what TMS is. You know that's what's causing your pain. You accept that. You're going to feel your emotions any one of dozens of ways to allow yourself to feel your true emotions deeply. Then you're going to soothe your body. Turn down the stress in your body physiologically. Then you're going to calm your thinking, right? Really critical, because if your thinking's going a mile an hour, it's going to be really tough to get out of the stress response, because our thinking can create the stress response. Then the mindset of indifference, I can't tell you how important that is. And then shifting focus away from the pain as much as possible. And I don't say distract, I don't say ignore the pain. I say focus on living your life. That is not a distraction. The distraction has a motive of, I want to get rid of the pain, so I got to distract myself to get rid of the pain. No, wrong motive. Literally, go live your life and don't give a crap about the symptoms. It is that easy. So, and I've just touched on a couple examples of people who have heard very bad fortune-telling crap from their TMS therapist or their TMS coach. And now let's talk about the mainstream medical world, because these people will tell you, you've got fibromyalgia, and we don't know what causes it. And guess what? There's no cure. All we can do is manage it. So get used to it. How many people have heard, oh, you've got disc degeneration, and it's okay now, but it's just going to keep getting worse, and when you're older, you'll probably need surgery. Come on, comment below. How many people have heard this crap? And yet, so many people with these horrible MRIs, horrible x-rays, embrace TMS and the knowledge and the approach and the turn down the fear, turn up the confidence, and they get better despite their MRIs, despite the bullshit that their doctors or therapists or pain management specialists have said. You gotta look for those landmines that have been set out for you, because you never know when you're just gonna have a random thought and that awful thing that you've been told is gonna pop into your head, and that little bit of doubt can sometimes keep you stuck. Because if your brain is still convinced that there's a problem with your body because somebody told you that 3 years ago, remember, pain is all about the danger signal. So if your brain is still hanging on to this belief, and you're hanging on to the belief that, well, maybe it is physical, what do you think is going to happen the first time you try to go for a run? Your brain's going to go, what are you doing? This is dangerous. Stop that. Here's some pain, and make sure you stop. And look, it can be that simple. Danger signals. Danger signals can be based on activity that you want to do, on emotions that you're coming in contact with, social situations, stressful stuff. I got a bunch of work going on, right? May not have to do with any interaction with any one person, but oh, I got so much to do. Stress. Sometimes that may result in some pain, but we can cut the ties. We can break that connection between stress and pain, or stress and symptoms. Just because that's how it's been doesn't mean that's how it's going to be. And when I say, stop listening to the crap you've been fed, sometimes we've come to our own very unhelpful conclusions about ourselves and our ability to deal with this stuff and come through the other end. And if you're telling yourself that you'll never be able to handle it, you gotta stop listening to those negative viewpoints and beliefs from yourself. And it's really important to decide what you want to believe and make a firm decision to believe that, and let your brain go to work on firming that decision and belief up. Because if you're always waiting for, well, how am I supposed to believe I can get better? You don't know how, but you decide, I will get better, and this TMS approach is the way I'm going to do it, and I will get better, and my brain is going to figure out the how. I don't have to worry about the how at the point of decision. So please, what decision have you been avoiding making? Comment below with that. Let me know. This stuff is so important, but please, if you've been given a horrible prognosis from any medical professional, any pain management professional, any therapist, whether they be a TMS therapist or a regular therapist, anybody who tells you that, yeah, despite you paying me all this money for the past 2 years, you're not going to get better, that's when I would go, screw you, give me my money back. You sold yourself as a TMS therapist. How dare you tell me I'll always have pain? Why didn't you tell me that after 3 weeks instead of 2 years? And in this case, the person was doing a double session every week. So it was like $400 a week. It was $40,000 over 2 years. Holy crap. So, if somebody, especially a professional, including me, tells you something that is unhelpful and leaves you feeling like there's no way out, it's time to find a new expert or coach or therapist or doctor. Because honestly, we don't need any help in thinking negatively. We already do a great job of doing that ourselves, right? So if anybody is giving you negative instructions that you're accepting and allowing into your brain and into your consciousness, it's time to go, you're wrong. You don't know me. You don't know TMS. I'm going to beat this thing, right? Get that alter ego, the superhero version of you out and say, I'm not going to listen to them because they don't know me the way I know me. And so, really important, if somebody's telling you bad crap, stop listening to those people. Find another person to help you. And really important to do this, because the last thing you need is somebody saying you'll never get better, because I know, and I think you know deep down, that you will get better. Because if you didn't think that, you wouldn't be watching these videos, you wouldn't be hanging in there, you wouldn't be trying to incorporate this stuff. You can get better. I trust that you can get better. Please trust yourself that you can get better. And just a little bit at a time, day by day, baby steps, you'll get closer and closer and closer. And so keep the faith. This is not blind faith, it's accurate knowledge. And when you follow, I guess, a proven path to getting out of pain, you'll get there too. Just don't let these horrible things that you've heard, convince you otherwise. And by the way, let's talk about family. Sometimes our family is our own worst enemy, because we're saying, oh, I'm into the TMS and I'm going to find my way out. And our family's going, you're an idiot. Why are you doing that? It's not working. Go to the doctor, right? Thank you. I know you care for me and I know you believe that's what's best for me. But I'm an adult and this is the path I'm choosing. I do love you and I do care for you, but please don't share that belief with me again, because it's not helpful. And you can set that boundary. You don't lash out at them. You don't freak out at them if they say something like that. But calmly, with love, hey, come on, please, if you really want to help me, you gotta support me in this. And if you can't support me, at least zip it, right? So let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Tell me if you've experienced any of these horrible statements from other people. It's actually a nocebo. A nocebo is believing something is bad for you, or believing a negative outcome will happen. And I will also say medications. Stop reading the damn side effects, because sometimes that becomes a nocebo. And because we've read it on this professional piece of paper from the pharmaceutical company, we believe that that's what's going to happen to us too. If you're tapering off of medicine, I'll say it once. Trust that you can do this. Trust that you're going to be one of the easy withdrawals without any or major symptoms. Because if you convince yourself that it's going to be awful, it more likely will be than if you convince yourself it's going to be okay. Not saying withdrawal doesn't happen, but our outlook and mindset and expectations absolutely impact. So, off on a little tangent there, but please, please, stop listening to the crap that you've been fed, especially if it's not helpful. So let me know. Comment below. Love you guys and gals, and we will see you in the next video.